Hey guys, so today we're going to do some gameplay action with the FV4005 British tank destroyer. I will show you what I've added to my commander, what I've added in the way of equipment to help this tank be a better tank for what it is. I've had it for about a month and a half, done 80 games in it. I'm starting to play it more and more. I'm starting to kind of like it more. I mean, I'm not much big on playing tank destroyers unless they have a hull that turns, because I'm just not maybe I'm just not coordinated, who knows, but I'm just not a big fan of having to turn the whole tank. And so I will play the tank destroyers that have the hull that turns, just kind of like the 1A3. But like I said, every tank has good and bad regardless of what you do with it. It'll always have good and bad. And I'll talk about a couple bad ones right off the bat, and that's, for example, the hit points on this tank is 1950. Obviously, it's not the best, but it's not the worst. It's in between. You're not competing with the Mosses or the IS4s or IS7s or 60 TPs or the Type 5 heavies that have well over 2,400 hit points. But it's not the worst, I mean? And again, you have a max speed of 35 kilometers. And, basically, once you start getting targeted from artillery, you're basically just screwed because of your hit points on this tank. So, and it can take out your damage real quick. Sometimes I'm too much of an aggressive tank where I just want to get to the front and try and help out as much as possible. But most people know that, at least in my opinion, with tank destroyers, you want to stay back a little bit longer and, try and help support from a long distance. So let's get into some of the equipment that I've added. So what I've added is the advanced optics, because I've added and gotten my view range up to 454 meters. So I don't remember exactly what it was when I first got this tank, what the view range was. I've also added an advanced loader, and I'll talk about that here in a second. I've also added the advanced gun, excuse me, I'm sorry. I've also reinforced the ammo rack, and I'll talk about that here in a second as well. And what I mean by that is, first off, you see the horsepower at 650. Yeah, and you'll understand why when we get into the game how slow this son of a bitch is. And then the top reverse speed is 12 kilometers per hour, so it moves slow backwards, of course. The hull rotation speed is 30 degrees. You have a 1A3 millimeter gun, and you look at the rate of fire, 2.47 seconds. The damage, the AP rounds, they do 1150 damage, and the HE rounds do 1450 damage, but I'll show you that here in a second. The view range, again, like I had talked about, was I got it up to 454 meters. The turn rotation speed is 12 degrees. The hit points, again, 1950. On the radio, you have a signal range of 750 meters. You have a crew of 5. And here's the ammo that I was talking about, 1150 damage armor, and then the 1450 damage on the armor as well. And now, what I have, again, like I said, I got the reload time down to 24.3 seconds. It's got an ammo capacity of 20. The aiming time, again, 2.7 seconds. I don't know. I mean, the max elevation is 8 degrees. The max depression is 10 degrees. So I mean, it's kind of a give or take type of tank. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like it. Um, I get very frustrated sometimes with this tank, just because, I mean, what am I supposed to do when it moves so slow and you don't have a lot of hit points and you just like sit there and you're just, yeah, I can hide, but what good is that gonna do? I mean, you do the best that you can do with it, but it's just like it takes so long to reload, even after I got it down to 24.3 seconds. Which, let's take a look at the commander and what I added to my commander as well. I added a quick learner. Again, I added a rapid reload. I added general mechanics. I also added the situational awareness to get the view range up. I think what I will eventually add is the safe stowage, just because, to help out the ammo, and do a firefighting, fire prevention eventually. And so what I talked about with the adding the reinforced ammo rack, if you have ever played this tank or if you've ever seen this tank, you know that the ammo is on the back, left, and right hand side. And so what I've done is obviously reinforced ammo rack, but let's take a look at that real quick and I'll show you what I mean. See how, yeah, so I mean it's on the back and right hand side, and so you can get ammo racked real quick, pretty easily, so on and so forth. And I've seen people do it. I've tried to do it myself, and I've done it myself before, so it's a pretty easy tank to, ammo rack if you want. So that's why I did that. And I don't know. I mean, like I said, I like this tank sometimes a little bit better than the 1A3. I mean, I think it's got a smaller design, which makes it easier to be ammo racked and be hit upon more so. But we'll get into some gameplay action here, and you'll see what I mean by the rotation speed on the hull and just the speed in general, and how frustrating this tank can be once in a while if you just let it be, I guess. And I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I'm just, Arctic region is probably not the best place for this tank, but I mean, you can see I'm 5th on the board. They got a couple of Chinese WZ-111s. So I think I'll start off with some AP rounds, but I mean, you'll see. I don't know where I'm gonna go with this tank yet. But you can see how slow this thing moves. Maybe I'll go off to the left here. I don't know why I'm going this way, but I mean, you can see how slow this thing moves. It's like a big heavy beast. So I mean, hopefully I can get around this corner without being spotted, but we'll see. But you can see that every other tank just took off, professionals. Maybe I'll hide in this box for 2 minutes. Okay, so there, I mean, you can see when you take your time, that's what kind of damage it can do. So, you know, I mean, that's over 1,000 damage on that thing. So now it's just a matter of waiting on the reload. So I'm almost ready. So there, I mean, so I'm being patient with this tank right now, which is nice, which I'm doing the right thing with this. You know, I'm not trying to be stupid, and I'm not trying to advance. But now that everybody has taken off, maybe I should. But I mean, so my whole point is you can see what it can do if you're just patient in this tank. So, and I'm not trying to be, you know, maybe I can stick this guy out. Yeah, see now, there you go. You move slower than that, and you know, the artillery just takes you out, so that's fine. Not having the best game in the world, but it's not, you know, the worst either. Solid. I gotta get that stupid ass artillery.
Ready to fire.
Oh, I missed him. Oh well. Let them go after it, I don't care. This thing's just driving me nuts. Now I'm just talking to myself. Oh well. Again, like I said, you can see what it does and what I'm doing, and I'm being patient between this tank and finally having a halfway decent game, so after all the bitching and complaining I guess I said about this tank, but you know, so anyways, you can see what I did. I was being very patient with this tank and did what I had to do, and we got a victory out of it. You know, I mean, I did 2,700 damage, 3 hits, took out 1 tank. So, I mean, for what it is, it's not a bad tank. I guess you just gotta understand. I mean, I was being very patient in this tank, and I mean, I finished in the top 10. So it was, again, like I said, it wasn't bad. You know, third class. Yeah, you know, I mean, so you could see that the tank moved real slow. You could see that it took a long time to reload. But if you're patient with this tank, then you can do a lot of damage real quick. So I do hope you enjoyed this video. I hope either you learned something. I mean, I'm not one to really go out and teach anything. It's just more of me showing you what I can do and what I add to my tanks to make them better. I know everybody has their own way of doing things, but I do hope you enjoyed this video. I also do hope that you subscribe to my channel and enjoy some of the videos that I do put out, and I look forward to making another video here soon, and hope you enjoy that one as well. And I hope you enjoyed this one. And again, please make sure you subscribe and hit the subscribe button. Thank you.